Have you ever just stopped to wonder how your brain actually does it all? I mean, how it manages to coordinate seeing the world, thinking a thought, and then making a move pretty much all at the same time? Well, the answer is surprisingly elegant, and we're about to break it all down.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. Right now, you're watching, you're listening, you're processing all of this information. It feels totally seamless, doesn't it? But behind the scenes, your brain is solving this huge, complex coordination problem every single moment. So, how in the world does it pull that off without everything just turning into a jumbled mess? Well, the key lies in a really powerful analogy. Imagine your mind is a grand orchestra. You've got all these specialized musicians, right? You've got the vision section, the memory section, the motor section. Each one is an absolute expert at their own instrument. But, and this is the crucial part, to make beautiful music, instead of just, well, noise, they need a single leader. And right there, at the center of it all, stands the conductor. Now, this conductor actually has a name in cognitive science. It's called the procedural memory module, and it is considered the absolute heart of the system. See, it doesn't play an instrument itself. Nope. Its entire job is to integrate and direct all those other specialized parts of your mind, making sure they all work together in perfect harmony. So how does this conductor know what to do? You might be wondering that. It's not just improvising or making it up as it goes along. No way. It follows a very specific musical score, and that score is made up of something called production rules. So what exactly is a production rule? You could think of it as the most basic unit of know-how that your mind has. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful instruction that always follows the same format. If this is happening, then do that. It's basically like a single line of music in that conductor's score, telling them exactly what to do in a specific situation. And every rule has two parts. The if part is all about the conditions. It's what the conductor sees. They're looking out at the orchestra, checking if the musicians are ready. In the brain, this is like checking the status of different information buffers, which are just temporary holding areas for thoughts or perceptions. Then you've got the then part. That's the action. That's what the conductor does. It gives a cue, signaling another part of the mind to say, retrieve a memory or shift your attention. Okay, so armed with this score of if-then rules, the mind begins its performance. And this all happens through a super rapid, continuous loop called the production cycle. This is it, folks. This is where thought actually happens, moment by moment, as our conductor leads the orchestra through the piece. This cycle unfolds in three quick stages. First up, conflict resolution. At any given moment, a few different rules might apply, so the conductor has to choose just one. It usually picks the one that's been most useful in the past. Stage 2, execution. The chosen rule fires and the conductor acts, cueing the memory section, for instance. And finally, stage 3. This action creates a new state. A memory is retrieved, a note is played, the whole situation is changed, which sets the stage for the very next choice. This cycle just repeats over and over, incredibly fast. But here's the catch. This is not some chaotic free-for-all. This is a very disciplined orchestra with some very strict rules. The conductor can't just do anything it wants. The system has these built-in limitations, or bottlenecks, that are actually, and this is the amazing part, crucial for keeping our thoughts organized. The first and maybe most important rule is this. Only one production rule can fire at a time. Just one. The conductor can only give a single command at any given instant. This creates what we call the serial bottleneck of cognition, and it's the real reason you can't truly multitask when it comes to complex thoughts. Okay, the second rule applies to the musicians themselves. Each specialized module, like vision or memory, has a buffer that can only hold one chunk of information at a time. It's exactly like a musician who can only focus on one single piece of sheet music at once. This simple rule keeps the whole system from getting totally overloaded with information. And the final rule is all about communication. The conductor can only make one request to any given musician at a time. You can't ask the memory section to find two different facts at the exact same moment. It just doesn't work that way. So you see the pattern here, right? These three big ones force our thinking to be focused and orderly. Now you might be thinking, wow, all those limitations, that sounds like it would make for a slow, clumsy performance. But it's actually the complete opposite. These constraints are precisely what allow the conductor to create a masterpiece, a dynamic, coherent symphony of thought. So here's how it all comes together. By issuing those single, focused requests, the conductor keeps track of our goals. By waiting for one musician to finish before cueing the next, it perfectly synchronizes the entire orchestra. And by constantly choosing the absolute best rule for that specific moment, it ensures our stream of consciousness flows logically, right toward a specific objective. And really, that's the magic. This whole system of choosing and executing simple if-then rules is what weaves together everything our mind does into one single seamless experience. It all works together to create a coherent symphony of cognitive behavior. So, the next time you feel your mind effortlessly moving from one thought to the next, maybe just take a moment to appreciate the conductor. It's working tirelessly behind the scenes, following its score, leading the whole performance. Which leaves us with one final thought for you. If your mind really is an orchestra, what symphony is it playing right now?